Hi folks, this is Jimmy D with part 2 of 2 on discussing religion and politics. So in part 1 I talked about the federal government and gridlock and everything else and how they used to talk and how they don't. And I don't care that there's gridlock. So part 2, what should people do? Well, people need to discuss this stuff and be able to understand what each other wants, rather than do this overreaction to things and battle for your cause. So, and here's why. You may think it doesn't matter. So here's why. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example from my life. I recently made a friend, a female friend, and knew her about 2 months, never discussed politics or religion. It just never came up. She didn't know what I believed in. I didn't know what she believed in. And then so I noticed that she started to interject comments into conversations I didn't necessarily like. For example, I don't want to go over there because that part of town, these kind of people live there. And the people in question were basically blue collar people, like where I grew up, people from where I grew up. Modest but nice homes in nice, clean, neat rows. People that worked hard for a living, maybe drove pickup trucks, and just like where I grew up, and just like who I am. And she talked about them negatively and then would refer to them as Trumpers. So I let it go a couple of times, and then finally on the third time I finally said, so let me ask you a question. Oh, she implied, well, she didn't imply, she out and out said that people that voted for Donald Trump were stupid. So I explained that people from every background, every race, age, sex, all 57 sexes, every type of person voted for Donald Trump. You can't categorize people. I don't like categories. And I then said that very intelligent, highly educated people also voted for Donald Trump, and they could tell you exactly why they voted for him. For example, me. So I then said, what are your hot issues? What really bothers you that you think should be done differently? And she rattled off like 5 things. And I forget the 5, but it was things like sending billions to foreign countries who don't care about us, and fighting wars in foreign countries that really and truly don't have a lot to do with our lives, and that we should stay out of their lives, and people living for generations off of the welfare state, etc., etc. So she listed all these things in her position, and I said, well, that's very well thought out. Those are good positions. I agree with all of them. And by the way, did you know that you actually agree with Donald Trump on every single issue, and that you are opposed to Joe Biden? And I said, so did you vote for Trump? And I wouldn't vote for that jerk. I would, blah, blah. This is why people need to talk. I'm blown away by how many people don't really even know the issues, or if they do, they don't know their candidate's position. They get their vote is based on emotion, usually hate, and that hate is stoked, possibly even created by misinformation and often from the press. So people on front porches, dinner tables, back patios need to be discussing these things openly, because it's mind-blowing how many people really don't know what is going on and what their candidate stands for. So start talking, get educated. That's what I do. I'm Jimmy D on Jimmy Talk. Welcome, brought to you from Marana, Arizona, on Jim TV. I don't know, I'm making this stuff up. Have a good day.